The quokka belongs to the kangaroo family and strongly resembles a large kangaroo in appearance. However, the size of this animal is very modest. It is no larger than an average domestic cat. But the quokka has a specific feature, typical only to her: too short tail. This body element in all kangaroos is actively used as a support. The tail allows the vast majority of kangaroo species to defend themselves by striking their opponents with their strong hind legs. The quokka's small tail does not allow for this. This small bouncing animal is covered with a medium-sized coat. The color is usually reddish, sometimes with gray shades. The entire visible surface of a quokka's body is covered with hair, except for the tail and the tips of the legs. Historically, the quokka, like other kangaroos, was widely distributed almost all over Australia. But with the beginning of active settling on the continent, the population began to decrease sharply. And the reason for this was not banal poaching or the development of industry, but the animals brought in. Nowadays, this small animal inhabits the islands of Bald, Rottnest, and Penguin, located near Australia. It is also found on the mainland near the town of Albany. The typical habitat for the quokka is dry grassy fields with dense shrubbery. When living conditions become uncomfortable, quokkas are capable of migrating to atypical places. For example, during a severe drought, they migrate en masse to swampy areas where they find acceptable amounts of water and air humidity. The quokka is a nocturnal animal. It has fairly good eyesight and a keen sense of smell and hearing. During the daytime, the animals show little activity, often hiding in the bushes. Like all members of the kangaroo family, the quokka has a pouch for carrying her young. She gives birth to one cub and nurtures it in the pouch for a long time. At this time, the second embryo begins to develop and is born after its big brother leaves the mother's pouch. Thus, the female goes through the stages of 2 pregnancies after just one encounter with the male. Scientists designated the quokka as a vulnerable species. This means that without accounting and conservation measures, the number of animals could be critically declining. Considering that it also survives well in artificial environments, humans often keep the quokka at home. In various zoos and tourist sites, the quokka can be handled and even fed. The surprisingly touching muzzle of this animal rarely leaves tourists indifferent, and its stunning photogenicity surprises and most often leads to entire photo shoots.